how both teams play. But yeah, usually the angles and the situations they favor the defenders.
Interesting, obviously enough, Ruhrsports makes that win onto Living as they now will go onto Aviator, and you already see the big side extension all the way to Astronomy right there. What are for you really the key points on this attack for Wolves Esports to make it successful for them?
Right now, Wolves is going for a bedroom take from what I can see. It looks like they're just gonna take their time. They're gonna try out the utility. The thing is right now that Forest holding, yeah, they're holding statue, and it's gonna be rough. They'll need to bridge this wall. They'll need to make sure they clear the Jaeger out, and that's not gonna be an easy task. So it all depends right now on their droning and how they use their utility. They have to bridge that wall. I don't know if they realize it yet. And they will looks like they will just try to opt for those straight gunfights on the doorways, which is usually not advisable, but they know how they want to play the game. And looks like Brandy is gonna get the Jaeger. He's gonna catch him in statue. And Matrix is gonna be roaming 2C4s below. That's a great situation for Ruhrsports.
Well, as Risky will start off this round with a nice 2-piece as he will get shut down by Brandy. Pinto will make a nice C4 as well from underneath the floor. That's gonna be lured out of the way. The Ash gotta fall down. Not really working well for Wolves, but Brandy looks to change that as he tries to flip it for them on the upside. Pinto will fall down as it's down to Matrix, Fox, and Heyman to hold it out for Ruhrsports. And so far, with only 2 people left on Wolves Esports side, well, it's not looking rosy, and it's definitely not looking rosy now as Fox will get the C4 onto Brandy, leaving it all down onto Nate, who will find himself in a 1v3 situation.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good for Wolves right now, as the Nomad is looking for the kill onto Matrix, and Matrix is gonna actually lose his gunfight to Nate there. Nate is gonna go on, he knows he has 40 seconds to work with, he's gonna peek onto Study and he will decide to go towards 90. There is information, since he just shot the Mozzie drone, and looks like Mute is gonna play behind that bar. It's not an easy gunfight for Nate. And he's gonna get a couple of shots from the drone hole.
The drone hole!
That's
How
a rough situation.
nasty.
Just gonna look for a pick here. He's gonna be spotted by the Banshee. And Roar, they know how it's gonna play out. They don't need to do anything at this point. They could have win by time as well. Might as well win by time. He just rushed in. He can't really win that.
Well, Fox will pick up the last kill for this round and secured himself the 2-round lead.
It's a pretty convincing round as well. I think them winning the live round, basically the first round, was really important for them because they established that, hey, we can win the weakest side on this map, and now watch us go to the rest of the sites on this map, right? Aviator and Thatcher are usually way stronger for most teams than Living, and them just establishing that dominance is just great. That means that they came here to play a game, and the attackers, they'll need to think what they're going to do in these upcoming rounds to get at least 2.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Well, I guess I'm gonna say for Ruhrsports, it's now, well, I would say trophy statuary. If they're gonna win it, then I am very certain in the belief that Ruhrsports is just gonna go out 6-0 on that defense. They definitely have it in the back then straight after, but like I said, it's gonna be now the point of how it's gonna turn out for these both teams. If Ruhrsports win it, then I think you and me can agree that the other 3 rounds will be a breeze for them.
I think this is a really important round for Wolves. They need to figure out how they want to play this right now. They need to make sure that they get this win. Statue is definitely going to be another strong side for Ruhrsports, and Wolves, they need to do something a bit different here.
Well, different. They gotta change up, and they gotta change up good, or just execute it in the best way possible and might even get some lucky picks along the way. I think if you get into a situation where you find yourself fragging maybe one of the enemy players out of, let's say, out of nothing, it can pretty much change up the pace for you as a team. And changing up the pace it will be for Wolves as Fox would take out the Sledge. And well, not that we're gonna need any vertical abilities from him from that hammer, but still, losing those grenades, they gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, Trix is not having the best game of his life right now, and I'm sure he will think twice about clearing that Jaeger next time around, since he's basically getting these entry frags for the second time in a row. I think that's the second round in a row already that he's getting the opening frag. And those nades, they're gonna be important for this clear. So Wolves are again finding themselves in a disadvantage.
C4 is gonna chuck out, and it's only gonna do a little bit of damage, but Nate, he's gonna kill Lord. No! He tried to challenge Pinto, but ends up shooting Lord in the head. Oh no!
Device ready.
Matrix is gonna get one onto Sven, but oh Nate, you can't do this. You 2 rounds down. It's gonna be probably the third one as well. As Risky finds Nate, leaving it to Brandy, but no.
Yeah, that was a rough one for Nate there. And yeah, and Brandy is gonna find himself in a 1v5 situation. I don't know if he's even trying to win it out. Maybe at this point they just decided to talk about the next rounds because they know it's 0-3 right now. And again, Adrian, if they get at least 2 rounds here, I think they're not in the worst situation. They can definitely bring it back in defense. But the most important thing for them right now is to make sure that they talk about these rounds and.
I cannot believe it! Fox missed it out! He checks the wrong side!
I'm not sure if he took the wrong side of where he just couldn't see him. But yeah, that just goes to show how Brandy doesn't want this round to be over. His team is definitely talking there. Possibly the IGLings making a few calls for these next rounds. I wonder if we're expecting a living here.
Oh my god, Fox.
Operators
I mean, what a round! We already witnessed a drastic team kill, and then Fox jumping out, absolutely failing to spot Brandy as he just sits there and talks to his team. Oh my goodness!
Wow, that's a team kill from Nate. That costed a lot that round. But in general, I think Wolves need to kind of go back to the drawing board here and make sure that they make the correct calls from now on, because they need to make sure that they get at least 2 rounds here.
Well, lucky for Wolves, Ruhrsports will go to a 4th bomb site, and that's going to be dining and kitchen. So getting everything out on the roll.
Yeah, we could possibly see a full rotation here from Ruhrsports.
Perhaps even for wins.
Yeah, full rotation for wins would. I don't know how can you establish your dominance in a more convincing way than winning the 4 sites on the map in a row. I don't think there's anything more convincing that you can do. Yeah, Wolves they definitely need to figure it out what they want to do here.
I mean, it's definitely gonna show and definitely gonna assert their dominance in this, because don't forget, it's gonna be a best out of 2, so these 2 teams will gonna play Clubhouse afterwards as well. And I think if you would go with, let's say, such a devastating loss, let's say on Villa, like, I'm not sure if I would still have the motivation, or still would be, let's say, still would find Memoja back after this on Club. And well,
yeah, I'm sure the players are ready to kick it, as they say, and they're ready to win these rounds and the map maybe in general. But if they keep on losing like this, I don't know how the mental is going to be heading into Clubhouse. So you have to wonder how it's gonna be like. But enough about that. We have Kitchen here and a pulse below with pre-placed C4s. It doesn't look too good for Wolves. Because the opening frag already from Matrix onto Helheim, it just doesn't look so good. Nate is gonna clear onto statue here, and it looks like he's aware that there's a player on the astronomy stairs, and the player is gonna run up. I mean, okay, that's a good decision from Matrix there. He's gonna back off to live to fight another day. I think it's really important what he did just now. I think it shows that he understands that his team, they have the information and they have those C4s to play with, and right now.
C4, unfortunately for Pinto, is not going to be able to connect, but if he spots in a right and onto a hole, he might going to be able to get a kill. And, well, C4 is going to get shut down, and it's going to finish off Trax. It's going to find him well as Sven crouches down below and uses the foothold to find Heyman, but now Sven is in a dangerous spot. He has to try to escape out of that laundry as his position is known, and hey, he's more or less been hunted, so he just managed to escape on that. But still, Ruhrsports still sit on the advantage on man count, and well, time-wise, it looks pretty good for Wolves. They can get definitely to the side, they can get close, but Sven, for instance, had to give up his position, therefore might even losing really vital seconds and really, I would say, a big position that he can use to, as Brandy's still on the vertical. Nope, that's a dead body, Brandy.
These are dead
I'm
bodies,
afraid.
Brandy. Would it be nice if someone was there just like that, the sitting duck, but that's not the situation. You're in a 3v4 right now, and Risky is gonna make it actually a 4v2, a 4v1 as I speak, and Sven is just gonna get his head taken off by Fox, and that's a round. Full rotation here from Ruhrsports.
4 bomb sites, not just 3 and rotating, but just all 4.
Yeah. 4 bombs. Now you gotta wonder about the mental state on Wolves Esports.
I think if I would be sitting right now as coach or something, I would be like, right, literally just like have to slap them awake, or just, because here's the thing, as we don't have an or rather say, as we do have an overtime, we count the map wins. So even if Villa is gonna go an absolute, I would say, slaughterhouse fest for Ruhrsports, as they're gonna win 7-0, if they can't win club, then it's gonna be a draw. So I think at this point I'm asking myself, like, does Wolf Esports think, all right, we'll write off Villa and just prepare ourselves already for club? Or do you think they still gonna think that, right, they might have well just won every side, but it doesn't matter, we can bounce back, we can fight back, we gotta have to prove ourselves to that?
I know I said before, but I think it really depends on these next 2 rounds. Because if they get these 2 rounds, I think they're still gonna have the chance to bounce back here on defense. Because as you said, Villa is very defender-sided, and it's possible that it's just one of those matches that Villa is just defender-sided. You can really feel it, you know. And then when Wolves is gonna swap to defense, they'll feel the difference and they'll have confidence to bounce back. But they can't do it from 06 core. They need, at the very least, another round. Probably need 2. If not for the score itself, then for the motivation and for the confidence heading on the deep.
Well, we're gonna have to find out as the seconds are ticking away. As Wolves gonna go in from the bedroom. Matrix rotating out of the bathroom, knowing that, well, in a few seconds, he's gonna have a little party right there. And, well, as the pellets will go through, Risky with the sacks are gonna go rotate down. Save his life right there. So, looking pretty good for Wolves as they're speeding things up. They're getting rid of the defenders, at least forcing them to move back onto the site, forcing them away. And now for them, it's really just keep the momentum up, keep the speed up, and just don't stall at this point.
Yeah, I think this is a great start for Wolves, especially compared to the other rounds. They still have all 5 members alive and kicking. They have the map control that they need. It's only 1:45 on the clock right now, and Matrix is gonna look for a big. Oh, what a shot, Trax. Okay.
That's one way to come back into the game. Welcome to the game, Trax. We've missed you.
Welcome to the game, indeed. And yeah, 5v4 situation, and they have still half the time of the round to work with. So now they're just looking to establish this control, possibly to open this vault wall, and to think about execute here. They have already 90 control. And what they need right now is basically to make sure that they pressure the side correctly.
The chance for Pinto to get a cheeky kill is already run out, as Lord is already in 90s in there, so there's no one on the window.
Slightly too late on that one.
Yeah. Yes, slightly too late. That would have been... Okay, Brandy with an absolute beautiful shot onto Pinto from upside down rappel, as Fox gonna follow suit by taking one down as Risky finds Brandy.
Risky when else are back here. This is a 3v situation, and somehow it looks like Roar can win it again. Sven is gonna open this aviator wall, and he's gonna peek onto the vault here, and Plant is gonna go down. It's gonna be a great cover from Ivana here, and it's gonna be very hard to deny this Plant. And Trex is gonna down the smoke player. And another pick from Nate. It's essentially a 1v3 for the Melusi. She's gonna look for a pick to study here, and a great crossfire for Nomad and Sledge there. She will try to fake this defuse, but I don't think she stands any chance. She's gonna look for the pick onto the Nomad. Gonna hit most of her shots, and Nate is gonna be on 1 HP, but it's still not enough.
Well,
yeah,
Trax is gonna
nice try.
make it.
No, just not enough.
Trax is gonna make it, and he's gonna finish this round getting the confirmations as well. And I gotta be honest, there you go, Wolves is back into the game. They can do it. You know, they have what it takes. I guess now they finally woken up.
Yeah, they started hitting their shots, and it really showed. They got the opening frag. They had the great trade on the study there onto Volder from the upside down rappel. 2 great shots that definitely gave them the possibility to win this round out. And as you saw, they got their frags, their openings, and they executed onto the side. The round looked completely different than before. So yeah, and besides those frags, I think what also stood out to me as soon as the round started is that Ibana and the way they used the Harbage this time. They actually used the Harbage to clear out the roamers, which I don't think we've seen from them before that. And I think that's what actually one of the reasons that forced the roamers back and gave them the opportunity to get those picks on site.
Well, as we're gonna pause the timer and gonna wait back for Trax to rejoin. Again, and now it's, how to say, I guess this is gonna enable Wolves again to have a proper think about and... alright, just see, alright. They gonna aim for the 2-4, and then like defense, they like just snap it on, just bang it out completely, not really lose any momentum, not really lose any battle.
Yeah, Wolves need to be looking at the Harbage here, and now they're using it. They need to make sure that they're using their utility properly to clear out those roamers, because when they do, they're actually enabling themselves to get the picks. So what they need to be thinking about is how the enemy team is gonna roam right now, and I think they'll know just because they're already back statue, and it's gonna be statue again from the looks of it. So they'll need to know, and they'll need to know and maybe try to remember how those roamers played the last time around.
Well, as we're waiting on, and as we're passing through.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for the player to come back here. Should be any moment.
This is. We'll. It's gonna. Never mind. As we're almost pretty much like we're ready to transmission to see our beautiful faces. Trax rejoins back right when we need him the most. As we're not gonna see how Ruhrsports pretty much gonna defend trophy statue once more again. And interesting already, the Echo is getting 6 picked off to an Ella. What do you think can be done with the yellow on Trophy and Statuary?
For me, the only really useful way to play Ally here on Trophy and Statue is to probably play it in Closet. I don't know if they're planning on a Closet hold here, but otherwise, other than that, I don't see why you would bring the Ella. Maybe Matrix actually really likes the gun, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Or maybe they're gonna actually bring that shield and that shotgun towards Closet, but I guess we're gonna see. It doesn't look like we're gonna have a Closet hold right now.
Oh, right now, not. I mean, it's...
Okay. Looks like we're gonna have a landing hold with a shield and 2 ADSs.
Well,
Is that, maybe that's why we brought a yellow? I don't know.
see, you seen this before?
No, I've never seen this before, but you know, maybe it's a new strat. They have a shield there and 2 ADSs. Maybe that's the reason. Does I have a shotgun? No, she's playing the Scorpion. Okay then.
Well,
I mean, looks like. Okay, we're gonna go for a spawn pick here from by Fox. That's gonna be the Hibana, a big pick for Fox here.
actually, it's gonna be the only hard breach as well on both sides, so... that's gonna sting. But...
Yeah, that's rough.
I mean, how can you work your way around without getting... Well, let's be honest, without a hard breach, without getting the bedroom wall opened? How do you work around?
Well, I think Ash has the right idea here. Going for below control and trying to establish that would be important. I think going for picks is one of the big things that they want to go for right now. It looks like they know that Melusi is there, and Ash is gonna get chipped for a little bit of damage, half HP there. She's not gonna be too happy about that one, especially because they didn't trade any HP, and Melusi is gonna just run away unscathed. And Risky is gonna help here. It looks like three attackers are gonna head below, and only one attacker is gonna play on the bedroom windows. So I'm not too sure what the plan is here. I guess they want to establish this below control and they want to go for an Astro take. And there we go. The impact launcher is gonna deny the Banshee for Astronomy Stairs, and Zofia is gonna head up. Looks like they're gonna have a crossfire here on the Astronomy Stairs, but never mind. Fox says no, and he's gonna take the sledge and back.
Yeah, they're gonna go recruit from Brandy, and they're gonna find Risky. Trying to put the back onto the playing field, but Fox is ready. He already tries to aim on the Astro Stairs before swiftly deciding to move away. Nate below. Still a bit on the hunt for Pinto, I believe. But he's not gonna care all too much for this. And if Nate does the right, he might place the flank, but also he might get the shot on the Pinto. Leveling back up the playing field onto 3v3 as Lord will be looking to find his first kill on this first half. Not coming in as of quite yet. Matrix positioning himself right in front of the bedroom door. Nate still on the Astro Stairs trying to hold it, but I guess every flank is done. But look at the time. They only got 20 seconds. They need to go in. They need to find those kills. They need to find those picks. Lord is gonna get caught by Matrix as Nate will find Heyman, and also Matrix's Fox fights back, taking out Brandy, and 1v1 situation, and Fox does it for his team. Ruhrsports wins this round, and they're gonna end this half in a 5-1. Amazing.
What a round from Fox. That peak and then getting 3 more towards the end of the round. Great round from Fox there. He basically did most of the work this round just because he got that spawn peak and he also denied Astronomy for that long. And even managed to get a kill off that and then go back to site. I think was really great plays from Fox.
Oh yeah. Great plays indeed, and really the backbone for this round. And as Wolves, we're gonna start their defense in Aviator games. I'm already seeing a very interesting pick in Jackal.
Yeah, it looks like they're expecting this roam and they're gonna go for this roam clear aggressively with the Jackal. Jackal can be pretty oppressive if you use him correctly. If you make sure that you go to the entry points where you're likely to find roamer footsteps. If you use Jackal that way, he's gonna be very useful, just because you're gonna establish a lot of map control really early on.
Mate. Opening up the site for a line of sight right there is, you know, looking at the setup, you don't, if you draw the comparison between Wolves and Ruhrsports extended all the way on to the bedroom side, whilst Wolves, on the other hand, they just stay, quite literally just stay in their area, just stay in their bomb site, so I'm not sure if this is going to be the play for them.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, Wolves will decide to just keep it closer to the site. They're gonna use their utility closer to the site, and I'm guessing the roamers will need to rely a lot on their gun skill here on the roam. If they're actually going to roam, they will try to deny those early drones on the bedroom side. But besides that, we're not gonna see any pressure from the defense. That means that I don't know if Roar know it already or not, but they're gonna have basically bedroom and astronomy for free here.
Well, Risky not living up to his name as he slowly goes further and slowly takes control of each row.
He's playing the entry role quite well, following on the drone, taking the map control that he needs to. A great job there, and very efficient on the clock, if I may say so.
Well, I feel like so many players just, how to say, they fail to quite literally follow that drone. So I guess props are from Risky to just sticking on it and just, you know, having the drone spearhead in front of him before then actually moving along. But then again, you got a lot of teams and a lot of players who just drone all the side. You know, they go up like 5-10 rooms and then nobody follows. But those shots from Lord, they will follow with a kill onto Matrix, removing the Jackal. There is
great way to find your first kill. Yeah.
Great way indeed. Is Risky holds the breach, and Nate is gonna use that chance and gonna find the head of Risky as well. Not looking also good for Ruhrsports. 1 minute left and just only 3 players.
Yeah, they still have time to work with here, and they can still do picks, but it's already not looking too good. A trade is gonna come in and a 4v2 situation here for Fox, a player that did a lot for his team already, and he's gonna be able to find a few more kills here to maybe bring it back to an advantageous or an equal position for his team. Lord is gonna hold on to this main stairs here, which looks like no one is gonna come from there, and the players are very aware that someone is playing on 90.
That drone hole is scary, you gotta watch out. As Heyman almost follows his suit on this as Lord will find the kill on him, leaving it down to Fox, who quickly snaps onto Lord, gaining a 1v3 situation, but with 10 seconds left, I think it's safe to say I can call this one. Wolf Esports will win their first defend round. And there
pretty
you have
convincingly
it.
as well. Yeah, pretty convincingly as well. It could be one of those Villa maps, you know, that the defenders are just having a better time than the attackers by far. Just from the way we saw those gunfights, we saw Lord getting his first frag on that pre-fire on the window there, and we saw a great shot from Nather on towards the 90 player, the Ash. So if those rounds, if they will keep going this way, this pattern, I think Vor will find themselves in a similar spot to Wolves. Now it just basically depends on how they're gonna adapt. These upcoming rounds, these 2 upcoming rounds, they'll need to read how Wolves plays on defense, and Vor will need to adapt and make sure they make changes on the attack so they can get these last 2 rounds and close out this map for themselves.
A little bit of an F moment for, well, for Ruhrsports, I gotta say, as the 6 pick to the pulse comes exactly when Ruhrsports 6 picks away from the IQ. So, well, there goes your ability to see those C4 and at least, well, let's say, have a greater chance of dodging them. So,
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but I feel like that happens quite often in competitive play. When you six pick off the IQ when you don't see the pulse, and the enemy team, they just six pick back to the pulse
Attackers
as
objective
you
is to defuse a bomb.
six pick off the IQ. So I think that's pretty common. Definitely unfortunate for them because one, they're not aware that there's a pulse here, and on a kitchen attack, it's very important to know if you're dealing with a pulse and how many C4s they have on a table. And also, you don't have the IQ to deal with that pulse even if you knew. So they'll need to figure it out that there's a pulse here early on, and they'll need to try and avoid him as much as possible. But it doesn't look like they're gonna do that because they're gonna go for a bedroom take here. At least two players are gonna go and head into closet and bedroom. And Jackal is gonna go for the 90 repel here. It looks like they're gonna go for full map control in top floor region.
Well, not really saying that they would necessarily need it, but I guess it's good to establish. But really, key point, like, you gotta make it quick. You gotta make it happen fast. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck. And I believe Lord and Pinto are a bit stuck in their battle as nobody seems to peak at the right point to get the kill. The stun is gonna go off, and that pretty much just confirms still the positioning from Lord, but maybe Heyman or maybe Fox could get the kill, but well, haven't spotted one out yet. Missing out the C4 as Fox dodges it.
Yeah.
Lucky right there for him.
Yeah, and that's indeed lucky, but the attackers are not as fortunate here. They have the top floor control. They established control, but they're running out of time here. They'll need to find these important picks, and they need to find a game plan for how to execute to the side here. Matrix he's gonna be aware of that Mozzie, and Mozzie's gonna run away. The footprints and the Jackal track is gonna give away Matrix position, and they won't find a kill on Mozzie. And as I say that, Matrix killed Mozzie. 4v5 situation, 50 seconds to go with, and let's see how you deal with that, bro. You have all the map control that you need. Now it's about the execute.
Lord on the flank, sneaking around Trophy, looking for a few picks, but he sees the feed. He tags Fox. He's gonna scramble away as Risky is gonna go down without any fight as Nate finds Heyman. Cutting down Ruhrsports as Pinto finally comes back, charging at them, taking out Nate. Distracts, gonna find Pinto. And it's just going back and forth, and Lord is gonna take out Fox, leaving all down the Matrix, who finds Trax, but can't find Sven, as he will take him down. And Wolves win another round.
Yeah, great rounder from Lord, great flank. I think that really made a difference there. Just because Vorer is so ready to execute on the side there, I think Jaeger disrupted everything. As you saw, Ash was just on the way to go down Astronomy stairs and put the pressure on China's side. That would create basically that sandwich on site when players are pushing from pantry, laundry, and memo at the same time. But yeah, Jaeger just said no. Lord was sneaking around. It was a long flank, very sneaky, but it paid off.
Well, paid off indeed. I mean, scoreline right now 3-5.
Attackers need to locate.
I mean,
Looks like we're
many
having a bit of a
bombs
comeback here.
We are having a little bit of a comeback. I mean, Ruhrsports still in the advantage, but it's sort of like they don't come together on the attack as they did on the defense. And well, I don't wanna say how to say already predicted, but I guess there is a great chance we're gonna see overtime from those two teams if it continues the way how it is.
Yeah, overtime is a big possibility here, if you ask me. It looks like we're gonna go for actually the closet hold here with the castle, with the bathroom reinforced off and the Banshee in bedroom. So it looks like Wolves, they want to hold on to this bedroom side of the map with those castles and all that utility established there.
Well, interestingly enough, Ruhrsports, can I say they start a bit on the wrong side? Or, I mean, they're a bit too far off.
We want to clear her towards statue, and they're taking the study control, and I guess they want to establish the aviator control here, and that could be very useful for them if they manage to do it properly. If they don't lose any lives here taking this map control, and it doesn't look like they're going to, because all of this is basically free real estate. Jackal, I don't know if you realized it or not, but he's gonna have bedroom side for free. And the heavy hold here is gonna be towards closet, so I think it's actually a very smart decision here from Roar to not commit to that closet, not ignore that utility, and just go for the other side of the map.
Well, I will listen to you as you are the expert on this. And an expert in killing will be Heyman, as he will find the beautiful smoke of Brandy. Losing that smoke that early on, that's gonna hurt Wolves quite a lot.
That's gonna hurt, especially because if it's a closet player there. That player was all in your closet, and now Thermite is gonna put a lot of pressure onto sides, as players are pushing in from statue side as well.
At least Sven is gonna be able to pick up a Matrix. And here comes Lord on the red stairs, taking a cheeky one onto Fox, flanking him and reducing Ruhrsports down to just only 3. In one moment it looks well, but then again, Wolves just comes out and pretty much destroys the advantage they just had. I mean, massive trade-off for really, like, for Brandy at this point.
Yeah, great flank there from Lord again. Got that flank, and he put this team in a good situation right now. And as I say that, 30 seconds on the clock, Lord is gonna look for another pick here as he picks from landing here towards the window. And Castle and Lord are gonna have a crosser on the Ash, but Castle is gonna lose that gunfight with the shotgun. Risky is gonna look up here, pick into statue here, and he's not gonna find it. Bento is gonna frag Helheim, and Sven is gonna frag into Bento. Of course, they're gonna win this attack somehow. What even happened there?
I guess Ruhrsports just went all in and just went pew pew. I mean, look at the snap on from Risky, and Ruhrsports gonna secure himself match point. Now it's the time where the pressure is really on Wolves. No mistakes, otherwise that map is gonna be over.
Yeah, great shots from the Ash there, just basically pushing the bedroom side and winning that gunfight and against the castle. I think that was really important. And then basically picking off these players and statue, establishing so much pressure on the site. I think that was a crazy round. I don't know if Fur should have won that one, but they did, and now it's match point. So definitely all the pressure onto Wolves right now.
Absolutely unbelievable. Well,
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
But these are these adaptions that I was talking about, Adrian. Roar went for the entire map control here. They went to pressure bedroom, but at the same time they had Jackal taking the other side of the map. He was sneaking towards study, he took aviator control, all of that. And when you have players around you like that and you're on defense and you feel the pressure from every side of the map, it's very hard to defend at that point because you don't know where you need to be looking at.
10 seconds to insertion.
So them just going for that full clear and making sure that they have a good read on what's free here is very important, because I feel like that makes a difference here. That's why they won the attacking round when Wolves struggled so many times on the attack.
I was about to say we might gonna see maybe a cheeky quick kill from Trax, but unfortunately it's just gonna stay at those wasted bullet onto the barricade. But if his ears are correctly, he might be able to hear out that Pinto is now I don't know how you call this one actually.
Pinto's position?
Well, yeah, right up there.
That's I think a lot of teams call it the trophy window or connector window. But yeah, that's one of those callouts. You know, every map is one of those callouts, one of those places in the map where it's just really hard to find a name that is like universal for everyone.
Well, we're just gonna leave it on the connector window as Lord is gonna go down. The Jaeger out of there, so I mean, not out of the fight yet as he can get picked up, but that's gonna be Lord who's gonna be bleeding out all over on the red stairs as Trax will pick him up, getting him back, and oh,
looks like Fox is gonna chase that one. Looks like he's aware, but the Rom is already. They went back to basement. Looks like they're gonna go for a full rotate here. That means the attack has full red stairs control, and again they established full pressure on the map. As Nate is gonna win the gunfight against Fox, and that was a really important one. That Sledge is really doing a lot of work for his team. Sven is gonna get stunned by the Zofia here, and he's gonna watch out. He doesn't want to get caught in a gunfight while he's in that state.
As Nate will hug the bomb Brandy, sitting together with Trax and Astra as Heyman will finally get his charge plant on the bedroom wall. Nate's trying to go for the flame, but no, he's gonna fail on this as Matrix will pick him up. Matrix trying to check, make sure that the statue is clear, and he's not gonna get any surprises. He is gonna work, he will be working most likely with Heyman together as Lord will find the head of Risky. Cutting Ruhrsports down to just 3, but Pinto is gonna make sure Lord ain't gonna go up again as Matrix will find on Brandy, and Heyman, he's just gonna stay there with... He's gonna try to pick up Matrix. As Trax will flank and he's gonna flank both, and that's it. Wolves is gonna win the round. Extending their chances, trying to make up for it. They just looked at the wrong side.
As this goes on and on, now I'm really wondering if we're going into overtime here.
I mean, we were close for Ruhrsports on this one, but
all of these rounds are so close, but the defenders somehow just make it work at the end usually. As you saw, they're Lord usually with the flanks, and this time Mozzie. Just great shots and great game sense from these players. They flank right at the right time. It looks like they're getting a lot of players that are just not looking at them. That means that they position themselves greatly and they understand the situation very well of how Vor is executing right now. So if they keep it up, I think we're definitely gonna head into overtime. And if we're actually gonna go into overtime, I feel like the team who's gonna win this one is gonna be the team that read the other team the most, and is gonna win that attacking round. That's important attacking round, because this looks like very defender sided right now to me.
Just by the looks of it, we're gonna see Wolves gonna go again for Aviator in games. And what do you think will Ruhrsports have to do in order to win this one out for them and close off this map?
I think the way that Wolves played it last time was great. I don't think they need to change anything that much. They just need to make sure that they get those picks when they come. When the attackers establish that 90 control, and when they get into close to what most teams right now call zombie, I believe, onto the aviator door there. When the attackers establish all that control, they need to make sure they're getting those right frags at the right time. And of course, the C4 play here from Trax is going to be very important. Looks like a pre-play C4 there. So he's going to rely on his teammates' callouts, because I don't think they have much information. Maybe that echo. Or maybe just a callout from his teammates. So he'll try to make the most out of that C4. If he does, I don't know how that round looks like for Vor, just because it doesn't look like they have a clear plan at the moment. They're just all over the place. And Matrix is gonna get an opening frag, as I say that on the Brandy. The gridlock didn't work. And there we go, that's the pre-play C4 from Trax. The callout coming in, and a great C4 into Risky there. That's very important. The Ash off the board, one of your important fraggers, and a lot of utility. And as I said that, I just realized there's a gridlock. And I don't think this is even the first round we're running it.
Well,
Very interesting pick.
I'd say a bit of an underrated operator, but then again,
Bomb
will
located
it
by
gonna
attackers.
be the key to success for Ruhrsports in this round, or will Wolves just gonna straight up ignore it and just gonna get the shots going? And right now it looks like the guns are blazing for Wolves as Trax will find Trax.
Yeah, definitely look like a Trax round right now. That C4 kill and another kill right now. Great shots coming from him, and looks like he wants to put this round on the board
Oh,
for his
look at the
team.
red! Ah, nearly. Lord scrambles away, but Matrix might be able to pick him up again. Just soon he sees the head, but Lord has got one on him.
Great
He's
shot
gonna-
from Lord there, and again, Lord with the flanks. He's dead, but he already did so much damage. 45 seconds and only 2 attackers alive. And the players on defense, they know exactly where this attack is coming from. Zofia is in study, and she's gonna have a lot of gunfights here to deal with. I don't know if Roar have what it takes right now to close this one out.
I mean, Pinto tries to finesse around the shield, but I don't believe it's gonna be working, as Pinto will try to rejoin on with Heyman together, maybe on the 90s. But again, look at the time, 15 seconds left. There is not really much they could do, as Trax will try to hold on to that aviator door as well. And well, from the corridor, Nate is gonna find Heyman, leaving it all down to Pinto, who will at least find Sven. But as the seconds tick away, he's gonna stay on the ground and he's gonna lose this one out. Wolves is gonna win this round. And
Great
we're
round from Wolves.
round 12, everybody. Round 12. Either Ruhrsports
Wow.
win it, or we gonna go to overtime and we just gonna go completely throw this into a best out of 3 for this map. But my oh my, the stakes are high. It's getting intense. I mean, Ruhrsports need to snap out from whatever they're just doing right now and assert their dominance again, or Wolves is just gonna simply go over them like a train, really.
How much do you think it is just Wolves coming back into it, just starting to play way better than they did before in attack? Or do you think it's just the defense? Like the teams on the defense, they just have it so much better in this match for some reason?
I mean, I know Wolves a fairly good bit, and how they played their minor, like, they didn't have any time really to scrim as they were competing in a lot of matches. So they were really like on full thrust. So I don't know, maybe now they finally got some improvement going in, but they're definitely a strong dominant team. It's not the first time that they would win out in, let's say, in the last second, but still, these guys are really good. And seeing how Ruhrsports just absolutely dominated the qualifiers, pretty much the Invite Open series.
5 seconds to go.
I mean, you really got 2 great teams. They're trying to battle it out, but
Attackers must locate
I mean,
and
as
defuse
long
the
as
bomb.
Wolves keeps up their momentum, they're gonna be able to win it out. But
If they keep their momentum, they will definitely head to overtime. I will say that for sure. And then it just depends, because that attacking round on overtime is gonna make all the difference. But enough about that. We're gonna be defending kitchen here. Yeah, we're gonna be defending kitchen. And it looks like Roar is gonna go for astronomy and bedroom take again.
Attackers located a bomb.
well, lovely
Unfortunately, a little
spider
bit
bot.
with that yeah.
Lovely spider
gonna
bot just
destroy
saying
that.
hello, and your cam is gone. And as hello, I'm Lord. He's gonna make use of his name. As Pinto will fall to him. The Sophia getting out of this round. That's possibly it for Pinto on this. Well, that's definitely it for Pinto on this round.
Unfortunately, there's no way to revive him. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this round for him. But hopefully he will be able to give as much information as possible from the cameras right now, and he will need to rely on his teammates to close that out for him.
I mean,
But Lord,
I'm-
again, with these great shots, he's just making the difference right now on defense, if you ask me. He's making all the difference. He's winning all these flanks and getting these opening frags when he needs to. I think the Jaeger is really putting in work. Not to discredit Nate on the smoke, who's obviously doing a great job as well, and China on the attack as well. But I think Lord is right now making the attackers really panicky, really uncomfortable. You see as they're just looking around for that thing because they know it's coming. They just don't know when.
As the C4 is gonna come from underneath, Brandy will pick up Risky. And
yeah,
another word on Lord. The first half, he didn't even went out with a kill as on Ash. And right now, I mean, he's just pulling out eight frags in this 6 rounds. And Nate, he's gonna reload unnecessarily, losing his life. Well, Fox is gonna confirm that kill, but really, that was just wasted life right there. And again, we're losing the smoke. Someone who could absolutely make the late game work, but if we look at the timer so far, it's working very well. Matrix is gonna find Lord. That's gonna be their massive flanker down. Could this be the end for Wolves? Or are the remaining defenders on the side still capable of turning this around? Time is definitely not taking favor as 15 seconds are now approaching. As the clock takes away, Fox finds Brandy, Sven finds. Sven is gonna get taken down. And Trax will get Matrix 1v2. Trax kills Fox, and there goes Heyman. He clutches up for Ruhr as he fights the last round. Wolves is gonna do it. Wolves is gonna lose it out. Ruhrsports take Villa in a nail-biting 7-5. Can you believe it?
Wow. What a great clutch there from Heyman. That game tends to understand that he needs to go off the diffuser, and that's the time when I wanted to say fragmite, but he is indeed a fragmite in this case. He closed out a round for his team, and he made sure that they're not going into overtime. That's a great round from Heyman there.
Oh my goodness. I really thought we would see the overtime happening, but oh
yeah,
God.
It was so close. It was so close. I believe everyone thought we're gonna head into overtime, but Heyman just said no. He just made sure he took it in his own hands, and he just made sure that they're gonna close out the map. I wouldn't say comfortably, but definitely more comfortable than overtime win.
Well, I mean, what a match. Really, what a match. And I think after this one, these two teams deserve a little break. And with that, we're going to be also going in a little break, trying to get ourselves refreshing up for Clubhouse, as Ruhrsports is going to lead this series. And it's now the question then later on if Ruhrsports will win Club and get the overall win today, or if Wolves will be able to at least draw it up. Stay here and stay tuned as we're gonna find out together in a few minutes. Up until then, this is still Terrell, this is still Liero. We're not gonna leave you. We'll just be back in just in a sec, so stay tuned. Fuck. As it's gonna get swiftly, the new gem is gonna get swiftly removed, and with that, Skies, and it's a 4-3 for Repli Totem, and a shot it through Skies. Oh! He puts another one down as well. That's gonna be a triple kill for the dude. It's fair and sure. Just a small tip: don't play Maverick if you can't play him.
Ready by enormous split push.
Hello.
He's gonna pick up the second kill of the round, and that's the fuser down, forcing everyone.
Is he gonna go for the first? Is he gonna go to the first?
No,
yes, he does!
Doesn't know. Sorry, they know exactly where he is. Everyone's all sided. Zoro's
Give
coming
him
for the full game.
Yes! How do we change that else hell? And we're gonna say thank you, King Chad, for bringing out someone, but Askel, on the other hand, he's gonna steal the show apparently for this one, as he will take out Mirko. That's gonna be Ash off the board.
Barricade has some shots down towards that bathroom player, but Ash still picking up a double kill on the round, a full coordination. He'll get injured and taken out, but the refrag from Askel as he screams through the doorway.
3 kills, another one. Will it be number 4? Will it be number 4? Yes, it will! The shots are gonna fly through it. It's still gonna work it fine. Askel goes with the ace!
He gets it! Let's go, Askel. He's keeping his team in it, and that's 2. Yeah, track
Coffin doesn't come out. Oh, I do like
It's getting very close now. Strength with a shotgun in hand even. But no, Chrome exposes himself, will get injured now by the smoke, and he's going to claim his kills to his comrade Sky, Clutch, sorry, in the meantime. Brandy going to get injured out, no more withstand, and Neron ready and waiting, but they have to push the split. He turns it on! He gets the ace! Nico, you're insane! He shut them all down, system.
So you're the gun shots, and I also hear a bit of weakening sound, and must be so.
Kevin on the Ash, gonna get into a close engagement, but we've lost a little bit of activation, but it's gonna be killed. Position, they know where one is, but it looks like he's still taking some damage. He quickly shuts down Zorro. He's a legend no more, but there's one hiding in the corner. Okay, he's got the corner, he's fighting the bomb. He cancels the bomb, though. It's gonna be Askell swinging up the fight. He wins the 1v1. An ace.
distance, the thin line that separates your shadows from my soul as these walls begin to fall. Head lost in the silence, cold stars illuminate the secrets on your tongue and the poison in my lungs. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Blind eyes in the darkness, frail hands reaching out, sword echoes in the smoke as the doors behind me close. No cure for the madness, each turn tangled in the fear of losing sight of the slowly fading light. Where every passage ends, a new road begins. The further I descend, your labyrinth. Your labyrinth.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back to this very exciting match between Wolves Esports and Ruhrsports. This is still Talent League. This is still Season 5. This is still Tyrell. And this is still Liero. We're still here with you with the match coming off from, I would say, arguably, an absolute nail-biter of a Villa match for Ruhrsports. I mean...
Yeah, that game was so close.
It's just amazing, and really...
It's amazing that we didn't end up on...
Really for Ruhrsports to just come in straight off the qualifiers and even managing to straight qualify into the major, facing up against Wolves who won the minor. You know, it's really Wolves being seen as the stronger team. They just came out guns blazing. I mean, Ruhrsports really had it, and then really, like, towards the end, just really the individual plays came through and just made it. But here's the thing. Ruhrsports is now going to lead up with, let's say, one map up, and they're going to have to face Wolves on Clubhouse, and really, it's going to be two things. Either Ruhrsports wins this, which is going to give them the victory overall for this day, or Wolves is going to be able to mess with that result and at least get a draw out of this one. But I guess with that further in, we're just going to hop in straight into the map and going to see on what these two teams will ban operator-wise. And, well...
Clubhouse.
Thatcher getting banned, Pro 100, Thatcher getting banned, Maverick getting banned, Kate getting banned and
I'm
either Mira or
expecting
Valkyrie.
similar bans. Just I don't think we're gonna see that ace ban, but who knows? Usually you see a Bana instead of that, just because of those hatches on basement on church, because the Bana is so strong right now with those. There we go. That's the Thatcher. That's the standard ban, but Ibana is just so strong with having the ability to just change to 2 pellets right now, and that makes like impact tricking basically obsolete. That's why you really want to get rid of the Ibana as often as possible.
Speaking of,
Yeah, speaking of the Ibana.
there
And
she
on a
is.
defense, yeah, on a defense, a lot of teams they like to get rid of Cade here, just because it just makes it easier to attack. You don't, with that Ibana ban and Cade, if you're gonna have Cade claws on the hatches, it's gonna be so rough to get rid of those. So usually you don't want to deal with those with the Ibana ban and Thatcher ban and all of that. But it depends. Some teams they know how to play with it well. They practice with the Cade being up. So it just really depends on both of these teams. And Valkyrie is a stand on Clubhouse. Just a bit of an annoyance sometimes. Not too important. Just a preference.
Kate is not banned, but the
Yeah.
Wamai is, so...
That's an interesting one because Wamai doesn't have that much impact besides on Catwalk. Besides Catwalk, he just doesn't have, and he's not even played that often, to be honest, on this map.
I mean, here's the thing for me. I'm expecting now the Kate to have the hatches shut, but then on the other hand, there is still the Maverick. So, I mean, for hatch-wise, you're not going to see probably as much. But still, I mean,
There's still the
interesting to see.
Maverick, but you gotta wonder because that Cade is still gonna make it difficult for you, because if you're gonna put these K charges on the hatches, that basically means that the Maverick has to use his torch, open both hatches, which sometimes can be difficult because you just don't have enough fuel to do that, just because it's very tricky. And besides that, it just means that your other heartbeat is just flexible. He has to do whatever is left. So it's definitely, Cade is definitely oppressive in that sense, that it's just forcing Maverick to open whatever is caded, and the other Harbage can sometimes be rendered obsolete just because he cannot open the other things, the other walls or the hatches that need to be opened.
Attacker's objective is to
I guess
locate a
so.
bomb
You
and
could say
defuse it.
it just doesn't leave enough room to get clear of both claws. So
Looks like we're gonna see something very interesting here. Like we have a shield here and lounge with an ADS, and a bit of let's just cite the CCTV if I'm not wrong.
yeah,
And we're gonna
it
have
is.
some kind of a lounge roll here to deny Catwalk, I believe. It's possible that we're going for a rush there on the breach, or no? Doesn't look like.
I mean, looks interesting for Wolf's side. I mean, I gotta say, but I'm not quite sure if no one's gonna attack lounge, if that setup, you know. I mean, you're placing quite a lot of utility for this one.
The problem is, if we're decide to go for carriage and they decide to go for Catwalk as it looks like right now, that lounge player is gonna be a huge nuisance just because as the lounge will open, they opened it for him and he can shoot onto the bottom garage players, the attackers that are actually coming in from the bottom garage breach in the door. So he's gonna be a big problem. They really want to deal with that player if they want to go for Catwalk clear here.
Well, Sven is gonna find a drone, not ahead yet, but a drone. At least a small victory on this side for him. But as I'm just looking on the timer, 1 minute 30, and Risky has already blown away completely the cash wall. So
Yeah, Risky used all of his utility on this one. No more A charges for him, and Matrix is he's gonna be taken out by the Melusi, I believe. That's Ash around bottom main, and a construction attack here from Roar. Looks like they're coming in towards Cash. They're gonna look for a pick here towards the A bomb, and they're gonna be thinking about execute possibly. It's a 3v3 situation. It's like all the attackers are stacked towards construction. And if Wolves is aware of this one, it's gonna be very easy to deny this attack. And as I say that, the nade comes in from Pinto. Great nade there on the top cache stairs. And Execute is gonna come in. The stun is gonna go out. Jax is gonna hold here from Catwalk onto the construction, and he's gonna get the shot onto the ace. And Fox is gonna trade it back. Sledge is gonna run in. Trax is gonna be in a 1v2 situation here. He knows the plant is going down. He's gonna look to confuse the enemy team, but it's not gonna work out. Fox with a great cover there and a great round overall.
Just a massive hacking slash over that construction site, and we've cashed together. And
yeah, that was a great split push there from Roar. They definitely applied a lot of pressure throughout the map, and they wanted in a 4v5 situation. I believe Matrix was the first one to die. He got fragged at a Lucy blow, and the defenders had all the advantage there, but they somehow made it work. Just pushing in 3-4 people from construction side.
I mean, as you can see, it just worked brilliantly for Ruhrsports, giving them the first round and also an attack. And as Wolves will try again a CCTV, I guess maybe they learned they're not gonna see a big of a lobby, let's say, lobby attack. So they might want to use those ADSs and that shield and move it somewhere upwards towards on their own side.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem with that lounge hold. When they decide to just ignore garage altogether, they just breach the wall. You let them breach the wall without any problems. It looks like Roar had no problems breaching the main CCTV wall. If you just allow them to do that and then just ignore garage and go straight from construction, then yeah, your utility in lounge is really wasted. That ADS and that shield, they're just better on site in that case. But it's just one of those risks that you have to evaluate when you're making their strats.
I think you could say it's a bit the same if you would let's say extend all the way on to bedroom. That you would really have to think that the team's just not gonna go for the garage at all. So to really make it work, so it's really a double-edged sword.
I agree, and I would even argue that Roar have been good at like realizing where they should be together with Drax. What a run out!
He's gonna take out the Maverick. Heyman falls. Oh,
how are you gonna allow Drax to do that? Run out in first door. I believe he did it the previous round as well. And now he's doing it again, and this time he even gets the pick. That's just a great pick there. That Maverick not being on the board is gonna be just such a huge problem. Wolves.
Cider for. Yeah, it really might be the round decider, because there's not really much ways to get rid of any K claws if you want to breach it. So if Sven navigates his claws in the right position, there's I mean that's pretty much game over. Like Ruhrsports, they have to find the kills, and they're not gonna find anyone. They're gonna find it down as Nate will tries to smoke out and get the kill. Pinto scrambles away, but this smoke is gonna catch him and it's gonna kill him. But he's gonna leave his shoulder open for getting tagged by Matrix. Yet again, the 5v3 is gonna go to a 5v2 with Sven on the C4, and Nate's gonna find another one onto Fox, leaving it all down on Risky the Ace, trying to clutch up the round. He's gonna find Nate, but in a 1v4, he got 1 minute left. He can work with this, but he really has to go head on these gunfights, and thankfully he's gonna run out of HP. He's gonna run out of HP, really. Even
yeah, he's gonna
get it.
He's gonna be working with full HP here. I mean, I don't think you can ask for a better gun to be in a 1v4 situation, but he needs to look at the clock here. 30 seconds, he needs to find these picks. It's going to be very hard as they're holding these great crossfires here, but he needs to find that one player who's going to peek too much. I don't know if he'll manage to do that. It looks like he will just talk about the round with his team. I'm not too sure what he's doing right now. Yeah,
15
that
seconds
was a
remaining.
great round for Roar. I think it's fair to just give that a round at that
10
point.
seconds.
Oh! I mean, he at least gonna find tracks, but he's also gonna snap onto Lord.
Yeah,
No,
Risky is gonna find a few exit frags here, but
Operators, you have run out.
that's
of time.
all they are. Just exit frags, impactless for the round. It will make him feel a bit better for the upcoming rounds. I think what's important there is that hopefully they spoke about that round and they're gonna make a better decision next time around. What's important right now is it's Clubhouse, guys. There is no way that there's a Malusi or Arvuni running out of garage door and getting your Maverick right as he's about to Maverick the CCTV wall. That's just, there's no way that that's happening. You cannot allow that. You need to be watching these aggressive plays and these runouts in the future rounds.
Well, you could really say that that kill from Trax, I mean, completely changed the round
Attackers need
and
to
completely
locate and
changed the
defuse as many
outcome
bombs as they can.
for Wolves. And
Definitely. That's big on the Maverick. When Thatcher is banned and when Kate is on the board,
Attackers
it's
have
just so
discovered the
important.
location of a bomb.
I don't think there is any other operator that you would rather take away.
I mean, he's the only one who literally can say, fuck you, electricity. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna make a hole and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. With the Thatcher ban, Maverick is really important here, and hopefully Roar will learn from their mistakes and they will watch for this aggression.
5 seconds
And
left.
this time we head on to basement with the bar hatch open. Looks like we're gonna go for a
Defuse a bomb.
full roam here, so we're not gonna utilize the Cade here being open, which could be to the detriment of Wolves, but I guess they could prove me wrong here. Looks like a variation on the SSG roam here from Wolves, as they're gonna be holding the top floor with some reinforces and a Vigil running around in the middle floor. Pretty standard.
Well, Matrix holding on that hallway, not finding, not getting any action, as Pinto is gonna sneak through that hole as him and Lord are just exchanging a few bullets through the walls. Oh wait, Randy might gonna get a quick one onto Pinto. I mean, he can sneak up. He's definitely on the route for it. Lord losing a bit of HP, but I guess Pinto is already out. If I think I read that correctly, he is already outside in a safety. So Brandy holding still on that stairs.
Looks like Lord is gonna be heavily here from the bedroom windows, and he's gonna actually have a gunfight in exchange there with a player on the window. And yeah, Roar is definitely aware of this Vigil right here.
Brandy, this is your chance to shine against Heyman, and he does! As Strax also takes out Matrix.
Great
Picking
couple of
two in
picks
the
there.
process already.
Great picks there for Wolves, and they're gonna put themselves in a comfortable 1-5v3 situation. As Nate is gonna narrowly be saved by that ADS around Jacuzzi.
That's gonna sting a bit from Pinto, as he clearly expected that, but one wrong angle from Lord. Checks the wrong side, it's gonna cost him his life. It's risky, finds Nate. Making this round onto a 3 versus 3, and I mean,
situation already. 50 seconds here for the attackers, and they can make it work considering these hatches are open right now. I don't know if they realize it, but they can definitely make a good push happen here. Bento is gonna look for vertical picks and he's gonna put some pressure here onto Kitchen, and Fox is gonna head on to Motor here. Looks like we're going for a church execute, as Sven is gonna position himself very smartly in a Motor corner here, right on the right side of Fox, which I'm sure he's not even gonna check. And Sven will peek and will get the Zofia. That's such an important frag right here. 3v2 situation, and Risky and Pinto, they're just looking for picks here onto Church.
woo!
Sven, what a great shot. And
Is he
he's
gonna find a
merely-
third?
I don't know if he will find a third, but he definitely found a round for his team. Chex is gonna finish it out, and Roar, another loss.
Tracks ruining a big nice 3k for Sven. But then again, his the impact from Sven on this round definitely fell on this and absolutely crushing it. The attack from Ruhrsports. So really, I thought really with the first CCTV hold from Wolves, Ruhrsports would lose. I mean, Ruhrsports would just dominate. But then again, that loss on the Maverick, really like in the first 15 seconds, would change around. And now this, it seems like, I mean, Ruhrsports needs to win now the gym bedroom. They need to successfully attack, because otherwise it's really just, they can only get CCTV if they don't lose Heyman right at the start.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a rough game for if they don't manage to win this one out. Just because that means that Wolves, they will be able to complete a full rotation here, if I'm not mistaken. They will win the 3 sides here in a row. So Roar need to figure it out how to win the gym bedroom here, which is usually the weakest side for most teams. So this is the time right now to even it out a little bit, make sure it's a 2-2 and not a 3-1 score. Roar needs to be looking at where the defenders are placing their utility right now. Until now, including Villa, I feel like Roar have been good at figuring out where the utility was and just kind of ignoring it. I don't know if they'll be able to do it again, but they'll just need to make sure that they're... Oh, okay, it looks like we're gonna have Server completely soft here, which is basically gonna give Ash free reign on the server here.
One moment I just thought, well, that breacher just not gonna go off as I just seen the mute jammer, but, well, a little bit of a shock moment there, but it doesn't matter as Matrix will get that wall open with no big fuss, and the bullet hole not gonna work out, or actually it does. Fox and Brandy trade. They trade through the bullet hole as Pinto finds Lord, but have you seen a trade for a bullet hole?
Wow, it's definitely a rarity. It looks like Castle was definitely aware, Brandy was aware that the Zofia is there holding a bullet hole, and he was ready to pre-fire that hole. And Zofia is definitely gonna be thinking from now on about her bullet holes and where she's making them. I think that was a bit of a obvious one for Castle there, and Matrix is gonna get a frag here onto the Logic player, and Sven is gonna find himself in a 1v4. It's definitely winnable with his kit right now. C4 in the board still, and a frag onto the bedroom player, and he's gonna find nothing in the Kuzia. Blend is gonna go down and him, and he's gonna try to... The knife from Pinto is gonna close out the round. Such a nice try from Sven there, but just not enough. Unfortunate that Pinto will... Okay. Alright.
I mean, what were the reactions on this one? Pinto.
Great
He
reaction
has
for sure.
I mean, he
Holding
has
a nade in his hand. Yeah.
Nice and noise. Oh, God.
You had to hold your breath there for a second, because I thought that Sven actually has that just from the way the attackers were playing. It looked like Sven is gonna get that pick onto Sledge, but just unfortunate, looks like his bullets just did not hit the Sledge. And yeah, you gotta wonder what would have happened if he does kill that Sledge there, because the window player is not in a good position to deny Sven in that situation.
I really was thinking how that was like, alright, Sven just gonna get a freebie onto Pinto, but because I just see him like, alright, he's standing there with the grenade. You know, that's definitely freebie, but
Sven is aiming right at him, but you know, that knife coming in. Great reaction time from him, holding a nade and still getting the kill. Oh, that's gonna be unfortunate. Lord is not having a great game until now, and it looks like it's not getting any better for him as his teammate is gonna down him with a shotgun. That happens sometimes. It's unfortunate that it happens.
I mean, coming off from Villa, like, Lord really came into play on that second half on that defense side on Villa, and right now he starts on the defense on Klopp, and it's just
not the same Lord.
Nah, it's just maybe he'll rekindle his magic on the second half and attack, where I would say it's got an attack. It's definitely gonna be more important for him to then shine, but if we but it also might be the...
Ooh, that could have been there, but looks like it's not gonna even escape Brandy a little bit. None of the bullets is gonna hit.
How close? I mean, we have the wall hacks, yes, but what if we gonna tell Matrix on how close he just was on killing Brandy? He probably just gonna take the breaching charge, is gonna place on the wall, and just gonna stand right next to it when he blows it up.
Yeah, that's possible. That could be proven to be one of those kills at the end of this round that could have made the entire difference. Oh, what a shot from Brandy. Brandy's doing a great job holding onto the cash side there.
But he's definitely the man on the spot. Is Sven gonna do a few dabs and they're gonna find the Fox's head? And would you look at this 5v3 again? Wolves, they definitely come out more on the dominant side. They just seem to win and win without any issues. But
Changing mag.
Ooh,
tags
a
are
lot
gonna
of
go
damage
through.
there onto Brandy.
Well, he's still gonna be standing strong, and well, as I say that, Heyman is gonna put a bullet between his eyes. And Risky goes down as Trax will find Heyman. 4v2 situation for Ruhrsports. Risky 20 HP, Matrix the only one with full HP left. He has to fight. These two have to fight against Nate, Sven, Lord, and Trax. So really,
Yeah.
2v4, is it doable for them with a minute on the clock?
Matrix really needs to put his team on his back right now. He needs to find his frag onto Nate. They need to establish this logic control, and he wouldn't be able to. That C4 is gonna go out, and Ace is gonna be the last one alive, and Nate is gonna take care of that as well. Again, what a great round from Nate. From the smoke on Villa to the Melusi here on the clubhouse, he's just consistently putting these frags for his team on the board and winning these rounds. I think he's doing an amazing job.
Amazing job indeed, as we're gonna go for a quick timeout, a quick pause, as Pinto reported, I guess, a sound bug, and Heyman is leaving, so yeah, a little bit of time right there. Again, a bit of like a tactical timeout for those teams. Again, I'm trying to reflect on this stuff. I mean, last round on the table.
Possibly.
Last round on the table, the first half. Either Wolves is gonna go out in a 4-2 split, and just gonna set themselves up greatly for the attack, or Ruhrsports is just gonna do a little bit of damage control and do the 3-3. But then again, they are gonna go on defense then straight after. So
Yeah, I mean, Club is not like Villa. Usually it's not considered as defender-sided like Villa. But, you know, Villa was very defender-sided. So, between these two teams, it's possible that Clubhouse is defender-sided. And for all we know, Ruhr is maybe doing an amazing job here and they're going to dominate on defense. But as of now, if Ruhr is taking this to a 3-3, from my point of view, they did a decent job, good enough, and either team can take it on the attack or the defense when they swap sides. But for Wolves, if they manage to win this round out, I feel like they have the advantage. Any team right now that is finishing Clubhouse in a 4-2, regardless if you're starting on attack or defense, I feel like you're heading into with the advantage to the other side. Just because Clubhouse is one of those maps, it's not very attacker-sided or defender-sided. It's just more about how you execute as a team. It can really be attacker-sided if you're executing well and breaching the walls correctly, making sure all the pressure is there. So it just really depends. This game is really close until now.
I mean, on Villa, you know, we saw a great jump of lead for Ruhrsports, and then Wolves just catching up completely, and this seems way more balanced. This seems way more close, but I think, like you said, Club is not as heavily defender-sided as Villa, so could we say in retrospect that maybe like both teams are sort of like, let's say, working in, let's say, in the same realm? They get up roughly about the same round. They get roughly about the same rounds in that they need to.
definitely a back and forth here between two teams. I don't think any of these teams is dominating right now. I think Vor is establishing a lot of control in these rounds. They're pretty close, regardless of who wins them. I think once we swap sides, we're really gonna see the difference between these two teams, because then we'll be able to see if Wolves is actually ahead of Vor here on Clubhouse as they start to attack. But yeah, enough of that. We're gonna be defending Church, and as I recall, I think it was a pretty rough one for Vor. I don't think they did a great job clearing that Vom, and looks like we're gonna be doing the same Vom strat again on the top floor with a Vigil in the middle. And that Vigil, Brandy, he's just doing so much work for his team.
I mean, really, usually there are like times and points where I say like, all right, this is what I'm predicting, what's gonna happen and what's gonna come out for the score. But really, I can't really fathom both teams out, because both just have, I mean, they're sitting right close to each other. Both have the abilities, and speaking of abilities, Pinto won't gonna use the sledgehammer, as Hello will just gonna kill him right on the spot. Giving
He's gonna find his first frag there.
Entry frag has been secured, and well, you know what? I think maybe it's a bit too early to say that, but I mean, what a great way to start this season. I mean, these two teams just definitely not giving in at all. Like, they're fighting for, they're really fighting hard and really fighting bitter against each other, and man,
Great level of competition here from these two teams for sure. Both of them, they want to take it. Wolves is definitely looking towards equalizing the situation here after the loss on Villa, and making sure they're not completely losing here in a dominant 2-0 fashion. So they want to equalize here, and that's what they're fighting for. And as I said, that Brandy's gonna get another pick, and the Roamers are gonna fall back. We have a minute on the board, and a 5v3 situation for defenders. And as I say that, Bruce have a lot of map control, but the defenders know the execute is coming, and they have all the manpower to deal with it. Trax is gonna hit a great shot onto Fox, very important there, and Sven is gonna take down Matrix. They're gonna leave Risky again in a 1v4 situation. I feel like Risky is in these situations a lot, and he's gonna try to find a pick onto the Jaeger here, and he lands the shot. What a great shot from Risky. 30 seconds here, not a lot to work with, and they're definitely gonna hear these shots on the barricade. He's gonna give his position away. Default cam is still up, and he's gonna look for a pick onto Church. The defenders at this point, they just know they won the round.
yeah,
If
I
I'm honest
think
with you.
I don't think there's really much clutch potential either, as Brandy will make the finish onto Risky, setting them up for the 4-2 heading into attack.
Great plays from Wolves this time around. Great defense from them. They had great defense on Villa here, but on Club it's gonna be a little bit different, as we're gonna see. 4-2 split is definitely great for Wolves, and I'm just curious how they're gonna play the attacks differently, because in the first round, Vor kind of showed me that maybe they're reading Wolves correctly by them kind of ignoring the utility and ignoring that lounge setup with the shield and the ADS. But after that, I don't know if I'm as convinced anymore, because it looks like they're just pushing straight into the Roamers, and they're losing these gunfights head on. So I'm actually really curious right now to see how Wolves is gonna play it, because if you ask me, they're playing these rounds very differently from more. And I'm just curious if they're just gonna head on straight onto the side every single time. I guess we're gonna see.
I don't have as much of an extensive knowledge, but when was the last time you seen Capcom being played in competitive? Let's say it like this, being played in competitive.
I can't even recall when was the last time I saw Capcan in any
5
competitive
seconds
match.
left before insertion.
The only memorable Capcan for me is Fabian when he was on G2.
Attackers' objective
He
is
used
to
to bring
locate
it
bomb and
sometimes.
defuse it.
Besides that, I don't know. I feel like Capcan has never played.
Well,
Bit of an underrated operator.
well, it's gonna see. Maybe the Capcan is gonna be the key to success for Ruhrsports on this defense, and already Wolves just absolutely just flooding in the garage. I mean, just not waiting too long, trying to establish as quickly and as much of control as possible. And I mean, I gotta say, it's definitely looking. I mean, it's looking good for Wolves already in that perspective.
Yeah,
As-
the pace is definitely different, but it's also because Fur is just not roaming as Wolves did. You know, there's no pressure here. The roam is clear and efficient, and the entries are pushing in fast, but there's no roam. They're putting all their utility and all of their manpower on a classic basement anchor play in a Persian army here. So, as I said, these two teams, they play very differently from each other. And we're gonna see how differently they play from each other as this map unfolds. But Roar, they have the full map control already. And now the question is, what they're gonna do with this full map control.
Well, as the at times is ticking in, Ruhrsports is gonna hold the angles very tight and closely as Brandy tries to make his way around on blue and on the generator and find a pick, but not really working out fully on Fox. As I see Fox is losing a bit of HP. Pinto already on only half, as Lord also about roughly on a third. Is it saps you could say? I'm not quite sure, but something I will be sure of is that Pinto will find Lord,
Attackers have located
giving
a
the
bomb.
opening frag to Ruhrsports. As Trax
That's a
is
very important frag.
Trax still on kitchen, still trying to find a few angles, try to make work of it, and Brandy not really getting a move on there on blue.
It was very tricky for him to take by himself, so for him, he's just gonna apply the pressure here. He's gonna make sure that these defenders are looking at him, and when the execute comes, he will push here. But on the other side here, on Church, Wolves is gonna establish all the control. They need 30 seconds on the clock here,
Attackers recovered the bomb.
and Wolves is gonna go for the execute. And as I said, Brandy's gonna head in, and the gunfights are definitely not even gonna be trays. It's just Roar
Bomb has
flooding
been
the
located.
scoreboard
15
here.
seconds left.
As the Sven and Trax are gonna stay in a 2v4 situation here, rushing to the motor side and the church wall, and Vor is gonna end it in a double kill from Fox and Risky. That's a strange round for me, just because Vor had Wolves had so much map control, and it took them so long to just decide what they want to do. Obviously, they had the sledge establishing all that vertical pressure in kitchen, which is really important. But what I see here is that, come on guys, Vor is not abusing the Cade. There's no Cade on the board. Where is your hard breach? Why is there no pressure on the kitchen hatch? I don't know if there was an impact trick attempt there, but it doesn't matter there because Sledge can deny all that pressure. He can deny.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
That doesn't matter. I feel like Wolves just need to read into those things if they want to make sure this is a comfortable win for them and we're not gonna head into a very close 7-5 or maybe in overtime again.
Well, as CCTV is being picked, Ruhrsports is looking for that with the win, and really find an interesting placing on one side, Lasergate, obviously, but
The construction hold
5
here
seconds
from
to go.
Ward. Not a lot of teams do this, but it
Attackers are moving
became
out
like
to locate
more
a bomb
popular
and defuse
recently.
it.
The 2 ADSs, 1 shield, logic is reinforced kind of setup here. That means that basically they're gonna hold construction really hard here. They're gonna kind of ignore, not put a lot of roamers and a lot of manpower on the bottom floor. And they're gonna make sure that they deny bedroom and construction as much as possible. And the alibi here also an interesting
Bomb
pick here on the
located by
catwalk.
attackers.
I don't think I've ever seen this.
Are we gonna see and how it's gonna turn out? I mean, definitely Heyman has a bit more to play around with in there, so... But Lord and Risky, are they gonna meet on one level on the ice? But well, don't seem to fully go in as of yet. I mean,
Looks like nothing is gonna pan out from there. Risky definitely looked for the fight there, but he just didn't commit enough, and Lord just ran away with his life intact. So 5v5, and it looks like Wolves is going for a garage take here. It sounds like the bottom garage wall is already breached, and Heyman is already feeling the pressure. He's gonna take the Ash out, and Nate is not coming in yet. He knows that there's another player in now. He's getting pressured heavily now. Trax is gonna run away with his life as Fox is gonna take out Brandy. 3v5 situation here, and Wolves again, they're in a disadvantage here on the attack.
that's coming onto the catwalk, but Heyman not gonna fully find the kill as Nate takes him out. In the meantime, Fox at least gets a kill onto Sven, giving Ruhrsports a 4v2 advantage. But I mean, I'm not so sure about the HP of Fox and Risky as he really goes low, and Nate has the catwalk control. He sits, I mean, he just pressures now Ruhrsports very hard. But here's the thing, Ruhrsports have the angle to work with. They still sit in cash and still cannot be touched.
Yeah, very low HP here, but Nate will make it work as he lands the shots onto Risky. This is very doable here right now for Wolves. And a 2v3 situation as both players are low on HP. Nate is gonna go out. And 30 seconds on the clock. They need to make it work right now. They know it's the time to shine. Trax is gonna pre-fire for Cash. He's not gonna find anything. In fact, go out as Trax is gonna push towards the red stairs area. Nate is gonna find another pick in a 2v2 situation. Looks like they have full site control, and Plant is gonna go down here.
15 seconds
Fox
left.
and Rooney below the C4, and the C4 is gonna land out.
10 seconds
Fox
remaining.
finds a
Attackers
kill on
recovered
the
bomb
tracks
diffuser.
here, and looks like Sledge is gonna...
5
Nate,
seconds
sorry,
left.
he's gonna put the plant down, but he doesn't have any time to work with, and surely Matrix will find a frag there. Wow, that was really close.
The C4 winning the round.
That C4 was very fortunate for them, because I don't think they had any information on the player planting there.
Well, that C4 was definitely worth $100. As it enables Ruhrsports to close back up onto a 4-on-4. And can the success train be stopped or not?
Wow, it's hard to say. As these teams play each other, this match is just so heavily defender-sided. It looks like the defense has the advantage every single round. And for the attack to make it work, it's just a question of, are they going to make this crazy individual play that they actually made the last round? Wolves actually almost got away with this.
Attackers need to
I think
locate
they
and
have
defuse
this round in
bombs.
the bag, if not for that C4, because Plant was going down. I think it was just a second from basically being over, the plan being basically established there. And if it is, then basically the attackers are playing like the defense. They're playing the defenders' angles, and it's very hard to retake at that point. So that C4 was very fortunate that it just denied that individual play from Nate and Sven coming in there. And Trax coming in and closing out the round for them.
Left.
So we're gonna see. I think for Wolves to win it comfortably on the attack right now, they need to figure out how to make these individuals plays work,
Attackers are moving out
or
to
they need to
locate a
figure
bomb.
out how they don't get picked like that. Because they have the right idea every single time, they go for the right control. It just looks like they're not picking the players at the same time, they're not going for these trades properly, or they're not using their utility. Like, for example, I don't think that Ash should have peeked that early. Maybe Nate should have came onto the alibi there on the cattle last round. But yeah, that doesn't matter right now. Wolves is attacking bedroom. It's supposed to be the weakest side right now for the defenders. And let's see if they make it work. This is gonna be actually the decider here, the deciding round for Wolves to see if Vor is dominant throughout this entire defense, the entire rotation, or is Wolves actually gonna answer back here on the bedroom?
Well, it definitely is gonna be the title decider on this one for them. But then again, if we go maybe quickly back onto the villa, like Ruhrsports won all 4 bomb sites in a straight in a row and then immediately lost as soon as they had a re-one. But as things are looking up for Wolves, as Brandy will start us off by taking out the Aruni. As the gadget is still in place, so there's still gonna be the effect on this, but there's not gonna be another gun trying to threaten them and taking them out.
Such an important frag onto that Aruni. Because of the place she's holding, the top of the cache stairs, that gives Wolves the full control now to try now take cache. As you can see, Melusi is feeling the pressure. She knows a lot of players are pressuring her from both sides right now. That's a desperate C4. She will try to run away, but she will not be able to. Lord will find a second frag for the map. And a very important frag that is, they will secure the full cache control right now. They have a full minute to work with. What do you have for us, Wolves? Another frag coming in from Trax, 5v2. It's looking great.
It's looking great indeed, as it's only down to Pinto and Heyman to try to salvage the round, to try to save it, to try and keep the momentum going. But I don't think there is much air left, especially there's not much opportunities for them. As the clock's ticking, 50 seconds, there's still enough time for Wolves to comfortably find them, to comfortably go in and comfortably plant. But Pinto and Heyman, they have to play it now in really tight spots, and Lords are coming in. They have to engage in the gunfights. They might don't want to, and they can't hold it. Nate's gonna find Pinto. Heyman at least tries one on Lord, but no, it's not gonna go full, as Trax will find him. And Wolves, they're gonna win this round, and they're back into the game. And well,
full Trax cleanup there, double kill towards the end. Great round from Wolves. Well, that changes everything now. Now Vor knows that Bedroom is definitely not a... They don't... I'm sure they don't feel like Bedroom is a winnable side for them right now. Especially with Wolves 2 rounds away from taking this map away. 1 round away from match point. Vor knows that they need to make sure that Church and CCTV count for them. And more than that, they'll need to find the adaptation for Bedroom there if they don't want to go to overtime here.
as
Attackers need to locate
we're
and
loading
defuse
straight
bombs.
into again. I mean, Ruhrsports, they need to make it a win. They need to bang it out. And if, let's say, I'll do my maths right, Church, let's say they repeat the win. They're gonna go back on CCTV. They've won it, so they should be able to win it back. They put themselves on a match point. Then they're forced again onto that gym bedroom.
Onto that gym bedroom that they barely... It was so hard for them to just hold on to any...
10 seconds remaining.
Well, they couldn't really survive, so then we should be then moving on to overtime. And once this happens, then really we're sitting pretty much in the best out of 3. But who knows? We might gonna see potentially another 7-5 from Ruhrsports. But even then, as you said, that gym bedroom...
Narrow shots on a John Hole.
As you said earlier, like, that gym bedroom was just terrible for them.
Yeah, that gym bedroom, as I said before, that was just such an important round for them to win. For Wolves and for Vor. And Wolves just showed Vor that they cannot only win the gym bedroom. They did it so dominantly as well. Vor definitely doesn't want to go back there, and if they do go back there, they need to make a difference. They need to make a difference there. They need to play maybe a different strat, play it completely differently playstyle wise. But something needs to be different there, because Wolves just gonna take this back to overtime, and I'm sure that Vor doesn't want that after winning comfortably enough on Villa with a 7-5 scoreline. But on the other hand, here we have Wolves. They're definitely aware of the Capcom traps here. And the drone work is just so efficient. It just gives the Ashe all the information that she needs, and they establish the map control so fast. And again, that fast map control is what I'm talking about. That's the difference between Wolves and Vor on this map. how fast Wolves is establishing this map control. They have a lot to work with, and hopefully for them, they won't make the same mistakes again. This map is in their hands right now. They're leading right now, and if they manage to win out this church, it's gonna put Roar in a very hard situation.
A bomb has been located.
And in a hard situation they are, as Risky is being downed. Well, he tries to get picked up by Fox, but they need to crawl into safety to really do that without losing potentially even both players. And as we speak, Risky is now back up on his feet and back up in the play. And well, 1 minute left, and that kitchen hatch, well, it's finally going to get open, but it might be already too late. But then again, there is an opening in that church wall as Matrix will find Lord, as Risky will go down by Brandy. Matrix find another one on Brandy.
Wow, great trades here from both teams. The Wolves are gonna find themselves in a disadvantage here, and they don't have any motor control at all. And that's gonna be to their detriment as well, because they have to push with tunnel, and Fox is gonna hold that well with the SMG-11 and the smoke. 2 players here are left in the kitchen, 30 seconds to work with, and looks like they're just gonna be looking for a few desperate picks here. I don't know if they can make it work, to be honest, as Nate is gonna head into tunnel, and Trex is gonna hit some narrow shots onto Smoke here. Smoke is gonna be on 1 HP, 10 seconds left, and even if he's gonna get that frag and he will land that nade, it doesn't look too good for Wolves.
Well, and I guess Matrix and Heyman will confirm that it ain't gonna look well, as Ruhrsports closes back out onto a 5-on-5 scoreline. And that Saga has that much range? Hello? What is this? What is this witchcraft?
Yeah, that's the shotgun for you, so it can do a lot of damage. I don't think it has the normal range of a normal shotgun. I think it's has a bit of a better range than normal shotguns. Would it trade off for the damage? But yeah,
Broken.
that was a very dominant round for Roar again. Although Wolves, for the second time around onto Church here, they established the map control. This time they established all the vertical pressure, and they even get it down onto the Melusi. But that wasn't enough, I guess, as Roar is just holding on to these key positions. That mutter and that tunnel, they were just not penetrable for Wolves at all. And when you cannot take mutter, when you cannot breach the hatch, which I'm not sure why they didn't actually, because they do have the thermite on the board, but when you cannot take the mutter control and when you have that captain there playing there with a shotgun, that means you cannot reach Church, and that just means that you have to push through the tunnel where the smoke is waiting for. With the SMG-11, it's just not pretty.
Important round now for both teams as well, as whatever the outcome of round 11 is gonna completely shift on how round 12 will be played. And then again, round 12 on its own will be the deal breaker, but whoever wins this secures himself the advantage and forces, let's say, a lot of pressure on the opposing team. So really, I think this round might decide already the outcome of what's just to come. But as I see Heyman dancing around with his holograms on Catwalk again.
That's actually curious, that Alibi on Catwalk. We didn't touch it last time around. I don't know why more teams don't do this, because it seems pretty effective. I don't know how I didn't think of it, but like that Alibi with the 3 decoys on the Catwalk there, seems like it can confuse you a lot, like in terms of how you give the info away with the drones. And when you're shooting, that thing is gonna be very crucial. Risk is gonna take away Brandy's head, and Nate is gonna answer back onto the Catwalk player. And that's such an important pick for you, Nate. You have to establish this garage control right now, guys. Roar is so heavily onto construction right now. They're holding this construction so heavily. You need to establish this garage control, and you need to head onto site here.
It's gonna open up a massive advantage for Wolves right there. And really, I would have thought Heyman would survive at least longer than this, but just the stars aligned for Nate perfectly to just make the shot count, and it just did. Just amazing.
It looks like Wolves is aware of this Catwalk control right now, and looks like the oil pit player is gonna chip a bit of damage here, or maybe it's a player from site. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it looks like it's a player from site. And they're gonna breach the wall towards the side. It's gonna make it very comfortable for Thermite to plant. Impact is gonna go out. It's not gonna land. Ash is gonna cover here. That's great cover here. Great cover position here from Lord. And everyone is gonna struggle to take his position away. As Wolves is gonna put the plant down. 3v2 situation right now in a retake scenario for Pinto and Matrix.
Well, Pinto and Matrix, they don't got much time to work. They at least got the down on Sven, and considering the situation they're right now in, Sven is pretty much out of the game. Matrix will get the confirmation in. That's Nate is ultra low. Nate's gonna get down. Matrix find a shot out the Lord, and Pinto finishes up. And Ruhrsports clutches it out. What? Unbelievable. They actually pulled through. They pulled through.
That shot on that Ash was impressive, I gotta say. I don't know how they clutch it out, 2v3 situation like that, or even a 2v4. I realized that down that player through the wall, but still 2v2 when Ash is such an advantageous position to deny the plant or deny any kind of retake from the defense here. And they still make it work somehow. They land an incredible shots on the repelling player, and they put themselves at match point.
Well, to die for Ruhrsports, and if we're gonna take in the last time they went in bedroom, it should be an easy one for Wolves. They should be able to bring it on to OT, but still, speculations are speculations as they don't, as they don't result into anything. But still, really, Wolves gotta make sure that they bang it out, just as they did once before. But Ruhrsports, well, they need to change up. They need to execute their strat as best as they can. Otherwise, they're gonna go to overtime, and really, I'm not sure. Whoever starts on defense first might gonna have the upper advantage on this one.
Yeah, Roar is for the first time right now in the advantage. They're leading for the first time around. Besides that 1-0, the very first round of day one, Wolves has been leading throughout this entire map. So Roar is right now, they're on match point. They took the map in their own hands with that incredible clutch on the CCTV, and right now they're in their weakest side, so they need to make it work somehow, and they know this. So I'm expecting some kind of changes here. It looks like they're not gonna hold top cash anymore. That's great to see from them. That means they're actually advancing, and we might see a different result this time around.
We're gonna have to wait, stick around, and find out, as Lord already has control over the catwalk. Still, just great efficiency from Wolves on those attacks, as they just take control as fast as possible, not losing any time, not stalling at all, as Pinto is gonna retrieve back onto the construction site. I don't know what's really now their Ruhrsports strategy, as they, well, it looks like they're definitely backing down. They're definitely trying to play a bit more passive and less trying to go head on into collisions. But Pinto is roaming, is quite literally taking the long rat down on bar.
Yeah, it looks like Roar here is really gonna hold on to this construction. Fox with a run out. What a kill onto Lord again, not having the best of games right now with a scoreline of 2-11, not at Ash. And if they lose this round out and they lose the map, he will definitely beat himself up for this one. But as I say that, very scoreline there on the SMG-11 player.
Already see a lot of HP being traded. Nate very low right now. Sven lost a bit of a chunk. Risky not sitting on the best HP either, just barely scrambling away. But hey man, he saw his head, he saw him, and he's gonna find the one on tracks. But he tries to transition to find another one. I believe it's gonna be Sven, but he actually does find him. Oh, excuse me, that's gonna be Risky who will find him. And Wolves find himself in a 2v4 situation. Nate not on much HP, so it's pretty much Brandy who has the most fight in there, and he's gonna find Pinto, catch him out right there, laying down. As the clock is ticking further down, 40 seconds left. The tension is high for both teams, and Nate is gonna get down. Either Brandy goes out and picks him up, or that's gonna be it. But then again, time is not looking well. He's gonna risk it. He's gonna go on the jump out from Nate. And he'll fight both! And Ruhrsports make it another 7-5. They win it out, and they win out overall today. The underdog on this. They make it work. They make it work.
They make Gym Bedroom work.
Unbelievable.
Good adaptations there from Rose overall. Very solid gameplay from them and very solid performance.
I mean, what an absolute beast of a round. It's just impossible. I mean, you know, like the odds were against them right from the start. And then once like they had that first gym bedroom, it looked so utterly terrible. And they pull it through, they pull it off. They secured themselves the overall victory. I mean, it was a nail biter right up until the 12th round. I mean, really just absolutely amazing. Both teams really an amazing way to start it. And I mean, you know what? Let's hear from Ruhrsports themselves. We got Pinto on the line. Let's bring him in. Pinto, how are you doing? How are you doing after this absolute nail biter of a series today?
Thanks, I'm fine. I hope you too.
I mean, we were sitting there absolutely being shaken away. We thought like, right, this is it, the comeback, the sale's gonna come in, but then again, you guys surprise us right at the moment when you need to. So man, what a way to start.
It was a tough game.
It was a tough game indeed.
It looked like a tough game. What was that? What was the round like? What was the adaptation like? The communication on that last round when you knew you need to go back to gym and bedroom again, and you knew that you really lost it really hard the last time around. You need to make those adaptations. What was the communication like, and how did you make those adaptations? What was the thinking there?
We just thought about what we could hold instead of the cash and red because they just boomed us out of the cash. So we tried to hold construction and yeah. And communication was pretty clean.
I think you made it work. You made gym bedroom work, and you proved it right. That was a great adaptation.
Yeah, like Wolves played really fast on gym. Like we had no chance to hold it very long like cash. So we just tried to play passive as fuck.
Yeah. That's the round that won you the game, so it's a great adaptation. Whoever called that, holding onto logic there was really important.
It was
game overall.
Heyman's brain.
I mean,
shout out to Heyman.
Shout out to him. Congratulations again. I mean, really coming out from the qualifiers from the Invite Opens, qualifying straight into the major and taking out the last season minors champion. I guess that's really one way to start the season. Really one big message for any teams gonna compete against you anytime soon. And yeah, just really congratulations. And to the part to annoy my other two fellow people in here. Ja, wirklich gut gespielt, wirklich sauber gemacht. Also, es war absolut knapp. Ihr habt uns absolut irgendwie die Nerven ausgeraubt.
Ja.
Komplett geschwitzt, aber wirklich bleibt dran an dem Ball, weil nicht, dass ihr dann jetzt komplett dann hier abstürzt. Also wirklich dranbleiben.
As I don't understand what you guys are talking about, I'm just gonna ask another question because I'm really curious. Pinto, how does it feel to win against the top minor team from the previous season?
Pretty good. We thought about it we knew it was a hard match against them. So yeah, it's best feeling you can get.
Yeah, that's great. I think it proved you were the better team today, and I think it was great showing from you guys.
Yeah, it was still a close game. Wolves playing very good.
It was a really close game, nail biter there. Villa, I don't know how it didn't end up on overtime. You guys somehow made it work there. Heyman with the thermite clutch at the end, and then Heyman again with the strat call clutch on
Yeah.
Clubhouse. So yeah,
Well, with that being said, Gratulation euch nochmals. Ich wünsche euch und den Jungs einen schönen Abend, ne?
Danke, danke, ebenso.
Passt. And
see you,
with that
man.
being said, goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good sleep. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, and that's gonna be it for the day. That's gonna be a wrap. Oh man, what an exciting day and what an exciting match to start off this season to kick it off. And well, huge thanks to Howling Media UG, as they are now the partner for Talent League for season 5. They are really a very competent and very great marketing design team. Hit them up if you want to boost your org's presentation on their marketing wise. So go check them out. They are really a huge bunch of professionals, and really we're glad to have them as our sponsor for this season. And well, I also gotta say thank you to you, Liera, for coming along and helping me to kick off this lovely season. And well, I hope you liked it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Adrian.
Well then, hope to see you then again pretty time soon. As season 5 has now made a few changes, we're obviously gonna be staying on for the whole week. From Monday till Friday, we're gonna be here live broadcasting you all the major games. As usual, as the best out of 2. So if you want to see more Talent League, if you want to see more of those teams, then tune in tomorrow, as we're gonna go for another round. But with that being said, this was Liero, I'm Terrell, and this was Talent League. I'll wish you guys all a good night. Stay home, stay safe. Good night.
Good night.